Provisioning.
Soft phone, though. How do you see soft phone coming? Because as you
I
know in Druid,
haven't
right?
seen people like it.
Because as you see in Druid, you have both for each extension, you have both the hard phone and the soft phone and IM all together.
Yeah, the people don't like it. Geeks like it. You know, we're sitting in front of a laptop and a keyboard all day. It's great for us, but mobile bridging is great. It goes to the phone. In fact, I use it all the time. I was actually really happy to see that the Druid interface supported it because I always wrote custom macros in there or custom config files to do that. I haven't yet. I haven't got to play with it on the phone side of it, and something I want to do. There's a few things I haven't got to do on the phone side. I just got the iPhone a couple days ago, and I want to play around and see what we can do with it. But
we're also changing it a little bit. So right now we don't really send the caller ID of the calling number.
That's an issue I have. A big issue I have is caller IDs. I'll try to touch back on that a little bit because I don't have but maybe 1 or 2 slides left. Database integration is really important to a lot of our customers. We've written customized database applications to handle and store their data. A lot of it we've moved from legacy, and I say legacy even though Microsoft's still out there, but legacy Microsoft applications such as Access databases or Microsoft SQL databases. We've ported them to what some people love as MySQL and other people disdain, but we've pulled them in there and we're able to write some applications that allow with the phone system for users to access content information, client information, and details and stuff. One of the nice things that we've implemented for a customer is the ability for them to call into this system, search their client's phone list, and call back out from the system on it. They just dial in, get a prefix on there, put their code in there, and they're able to browse basically the LDAP directory, pull that information out, and go ahead and dial that customer from the office's phone system and have it bridged through. Really nothing fancy there for people that have worked with the config files, but it's a very nice feature for the end user because they can still go through and access their Druid interface and make the changes they need to do and change their call route and everything and where it's going without affecting that process. Yes, the evil grand stream. I think I touched on this earlier. A lot of the issues I have had with the grand stream phones have been asterisk related. The biggest issue I ever had with the grand stream was some of the call quality issues, which a firmware update quickly fixed. And if you can get a hold of their tech support, they're really good about helping fix the problem. Getting a hold of them is a whole different story. So if you need support, then they might not be the best phone company out there, phone maker.
How many phones have you deployed?
Over 200 of the GXP 2000 and 2010s. So I kind of got, they're cheap phones, but they do the job, and they do the job well. And like I say, we order a couple extra phones. If one goes down, you have one in there. Get them the next morning. They're not bad phones. Really they aren't. I know everybody said I had a first Grand Stream and it was a horrible phone, but they're not anymore.
How long has this one been at deployment?
About 3 years. About 3 years.
And what is the
Rate of failure? Out of the 200 phones, roughly 200 phones that are deployed, I've had 2 phones in the last 3 years that had to be replaced because of manufacturer defects. I've had 4 phones that had to be replaced because of electrical problems, not because of the phone, but because of power surges and frying out. In fact, one happened to me a couple months ago. Toasted it. I haven't got DOAs, but I have had BLF line light indicators that when the phone boots, some of them don't light up on boot for the diags, but functionality-wise, they work and they light up correctly when they're supposed to. It's just on boot, they show up intermittently and everything. Other than that, I haven't really had an issue. I take that back. I did have one DOA. I had a DOA about 2 months ago. It worked fine for about 3 days, and I think this was electrical. I don't think it was the phone because it worked for about 3 days, and then the next day the screen was just a nice white washed color. The phone still functioned, but the display was dead. So it was like a 3-day-old phone. But other than that, I haven't really had any problems with them. Of course, I will say this. I've purchased my phones through a supplier that does support them fully. And anytime I've had a problem, I have not gone to Grandstream. I've just gone back to the supplier, and here you go, here's the next phone out. And so with that in mind, that's probably why I haven't had much of an issue. They've tested the phones and everything before they've shipped them to me. Here's a wish list, guys.
First two will probably be in the next update.
Okay.
Deviant 1.2, well, what we've done is we've put the entire build process of Druid into the SUSE build server.
I read that.
Build out whatever, but it's still, you can build out any, right now, Druid is a bunch of RPMs.
The thing is this, we have a backend to build your packages. We just need someone to champion on the backend.
To build the packages per se.
We don't have that.
So the build server can right now spit out like RPM packages for CentOS, RHEL, deployment. Don't need to rely on some. We've actually got it
Right.
in the state, right?
And the reason that what's that?
But Ubuntu is not RPM.
It's a dev package, exactly.
The build server actually gives us a backend to build.
To build for
To build, right? Yeah, the SUSE build servers.
All we really need is a control file.
You know, I've cheated when I've had to build my dev packages. I've just used check install and let it do its thing. But I might be able to take a look and see if that can work with it.
The build server can spit out for 64-bit, 32-bit.
This is what you do on YouTube now. You just
Anybody want to build a dev package for Druid? Campaign dialer. I'm getting more and more people asking. In fact, I spoke with Ming about one. We built one a while ago that we ended up implementing again for another client. I think with the way the economy is going, people are looking more and more for alternatives for marketing and everything. And having a phone system in place that can pull double duty and go ahead and run some campaigns for them in the background is a viable asset that's typically reserved for a separate application or a separate service. But with people deploying their own phone systems, if they got 10 lines in their office or even 5 lines, and 3 people in there, they might be able to reserve a line or two to handle some call campaigning while trying to still field the regular business and everything. It makes that phone system a little bit more viable for them and a little bit more of an investment. I might send over some of what I have. What I have is very crude, but it's functional. Yeah.
It just helps you keep your install time to 25 minutes.
I take my whole build out process on a server is about an hour. From start to finish.
But all your integration and patches that they're useful to everyone, we'll just put them right in there.
I'll have to see what we can do because it's not open source the campaign dialer and it's just very ugly. But I'll speak with people to see. Yeah, we might be able to do something.
It's out there, it gets tested more.
Yeah.
Improves more features come in. Everything, coding, DN, every little bit.
And I don't know if that other people are finding that clients are even wanting campaign dialers, but I know that with my clients, that's what there is. There a way we can send out some messages there. And the campaign dialing doesn't necessarily have to be advertising type campaign dialers. It can just be a monthly notification to somebody for setting up, hey, you got an appointment at this time or that time, come on in. Something or promotion or something like that. That's kind of what we're looking at. But fax support is the #1 request. Does it do faxing? And unfortunately, we all know how faxing is with VoIP. Typically what we do is we put a separate Halifax server and analog modems in place. But it would be nice to be able to integrate that with the OCS, the OSE.
It'll be part of the next step.
We have it in the commercial right now.
I know.
We're going to bring the fax in, and I think Rajiv, SEIU here, they use a lot of fax, right?
Yeah.
So we will be porting that back out.
Okay. Yeah, and it's not that it's